All right. There's an inappropriate joke that could be made, and I'm just not going to.
Why are you stopping yourself, Chuck?
It would have been at your expense, and that's just not.
Why are you stopping yourself, Chuck?
Well, because sometimes I have class. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the New Year's Eve comedy show. My name is some cheering. You can do that. You can cheer. For those of you who are new to our show, we've been doing virtual comedy shows for about a year. You're going to see some of the best of our favorites from Open Mic Comedy Show, which happens on Monday nights. And you might hear us all chime in and make fun of each other throughout the whole show. It's just something we do.
Our thing. It's our thing.
It's done out of love. If you'd like to turn your camera or microphone on, you're welcome to do that. If you want to add your laugh to the show, you're welcome to turn your microphone on. If you want to add your image to the show, you can put your camera on. Just please don't disturb the show. I think that's pretty simple. But either way, we want to have a great time, and there's plenty of comedians to introduce you to. And we also have some great prizes, so stick around. There's fun virtual prizes as well. It's good to see everybody in this Zoom space. Zoom meetings, it's like, for me, it's like being with my family, because everyone in my family is two-dimensional. So why not just do this with you all? I love you more than I love my family. It's snowing where I live, and Rick and Amanda, who are throwing a party, have like 28 feet of snow. Here in Denver, the forecast is just 2 to 6 inches, which is also my nickname on Grindr. Okay, too soon for some of you. Here's what I've been doing the past few days. I've been off, which has been just gorgeous, and I've been visiting some of the new neighborhood bars in my neighborhood. There's some places that opened up, and I figure if you ever, if we get along and I invite you over and you'd like to come out to the Englewood, Colorado, I'd love to be able to invite you. And some of the bars that I checked out, turns out Orange Theory is not a bar. It's a place for working out, which is just, I didn't know that. They don't even have an Orange Julius and vodka. Okay, next place that I checked out, turns out Club Pilates is not a gay bar for Spanish pilots. That part I learned. I got all the way in and realized, I'm like, the music here is really just slow and relaxing, which is strange for a gay bar in the first place. And then there was no, it's not a gay bar. There was no, and if you're not laughing, it's okay. Turns out a lot of my Pilates humor is a bit of a stretch. To see, you can groan if you want. That's also a reaction. Some of the people are laughing. Those of you who choose to groan, that's, I understand.
I'm having a ball with that Pilates stuff.
Thank you.
Pilates always make me groan.
I'm having a ball is also my nickname on Grindr.
Put it to bed, Chuck.
I'm not putting that joke to bed. That joke is sticking around all through next year.
That joke goes to bed a lot. What do you think?
More than, all right, never mind.
Usually it goes to a kitchen table.
Right.
At least according to the videos I've seen.
Oh,
I'm excited for the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. And the new year is going to start off great for me. If you don't know that I teach, I'm now teaching business classes at the Community College of Denver, as well as comedy and show business classes. And then I've added a new client. I'm going to be teaching a humor comprehension seminar at the Woke Police Academy. Many of you laughed halfway through.
That's racist.
The setup.
That's right.
Yeah. That joke is totally racist. Mike and I had coffee this week at a woke coffee shop. And
You know, I always
they were
wondered
just-
how woke it was, Chuck. I
like
forgot to ask.
it was so woke. Everyone looked so unemployable. I thought it was a theater department meeting. Right, and you'd have thought communists, like out of each one of them, each of the baristas, you'd be like, you know, man, what a communist. And like one of them is very handsome. He had that, you know, what they used to call a happy trail, except for this guy, it was a Ho Chi Minh trail. But then he told me, the hot barista told me, have a blessed day, which doesn't go with a woke coffee shop. And that's when I realized all the baristas were napping on a My Pillow. So
My pillow that's the guy who's very conservative, like Hobby Lobby. Those, you know.
right.
Are you throwing your voice stuff?
I am throwing my voice, and I'm also getting a little bit of an explanation. Of
okay.
the
Yeah, I thought
jokes, which is
I
fine.
thought I had the director's notes on.
We had this. You could be having audio commentary. My wife might be joining us, and she's blind, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had audio commentary. I would be surprised if I really had a wife. Rick and Amanda that are here in the at the show are close friends, and we celebrated Thanksgiving together. And Rick's dad did ask me if my wife was watching television. He was referring to our blind friend Christine, who's not my wife. Although it seems like we're married with children because we definitely don't have sex. So
She wasn't watching TV, that's for sure. She wasn't watching anything.
right, she totally could be my wife. But I'm very gay, and I think of it every New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve in 1987 is when I realized exactly that I'm like, there's no doubt about it. I'm gay, and there's no way around it. I went on my first date on New Year's Eve in 1987. My friend, we went to a concert together. I didn't know it was a date. He didn't know it was a date. There was just a lot we didn't know. And he shows up at my house in New Hampshire, and my friend is wearing boat shoes and no socks. He had the whole Don Johnson look going. Like if you remember 1987, Miami Vice, like Don Johnson was super hot. And my date had he had the white blazer on, a pink V-neck t-shirt underneath, and white pants. White on white to a New Year's Eve concert. That is so after Labor Day. Tell me that kid didn't know he was gay. But he also was wearing boat shoes and no socks. And that's the part, like I remember specifically my dad going, he's not wearing any socks. And we live free or die in New Hampshire. But that gets done in a pair of socks. And so this is how I figured out, like it's at the start of the like just before the concert started. My friend sits down next to me, and his pant legs just pop up a little bit, and his bare ankle is exposed, and I get a little excited. And nerve. I'm like, am I? Whoa! That ankle is so. Whew, I gay.
Wait, is this Wuthering Heights again? Are we
and I just like, the ankle. Am I gay? Oh my God. And I'm just panicked. Like, am I gay? And then the lights of the stadium go out, and the announcer goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome New Kids on the Block." Then
That sound you all heard was a coffin being nailed shut.
You're gay. Speaking of knows he's gay.
When I come up
in a
here,
Christmas sort of way. We've got a bunch of great comedians to introduce you to tonight. So I'm going to take the pleasure of introducing you to each and every one of them. The next guy promises to keep you laughing all the way to next year. Some of his jokes may take that long to get, but in general, he's very funny and quick-witted. Always a pleasure to have on the show. Would you please give a nice New Year's Eve welcome to Bruce Lipsky?
hey, thank you so much,
Bruce
Chuck. I do
Lipsky.
appreciate that. Boy, this is such an exciting evening. But I got a very disturbing call the other day from my dad's doctor.
You must have a jacket on.
See, my lips didn't even move. So anyway, I had a disturbing call from my dad's doctor. He said, Mr. Lipsky, your dad showed up at the office today carrying a small chair. So I said, did you ask him what it's all about? He said, yeah, it's a stool sample. And I said, it kind of makes sense lately because he's been complaining about how hard his stools are. I'm having so much trouble with my dad. He's starting to lose it. He's convinced that stand-up MRI is a comedy club. I said to him, Dad, don't worry, I got your back. He says, that's okay, but I hope you don't get my hips, knees, and prostate. I had to take him to the hospital for some tests. And so we're in the hospital walking down the hallway, and this guy wheels across the hallway with this big machine with all these tubes and hoses. And my father looks at him and says, Mister, you're not going to hook me up to that machine today, are you? The guy says, I hope not for your sake. It's a carpet cleaner. And, my father was a philosopher. He always told me, Bruce, you should always put your best foot forward. Who knew at age 65 my best foot would have gout? And that's my best foot. And remember the days, Chip, we used to go to the movies on Saturday morning. We used to see a double feature. Now every day I look in the mirror, I see a double feature. My chin.
Hello.
And growing up, I used to have a lot of fun hanging out with my friends. I used to fool around a lot. He used to tell me, Bruce, you're so corny. I hear the same thing nowadays from a podiatrist. I'm really starting to get old. I looked in the mirror the other day. I think my crow's feet have bunions. So I had to go see a specialist. He's a combination dermatologist, podiatrist. He looked at me and said, I never saw bunions on crow's feet. I think they need orthotics. I've been married 30 years. We just celebrated a milestone anniversary. Celebrate 30 years of wedded bliss.
Done.
Oh, no. Wedded blisters. All these years you rubbed me the wrong way, and I got the calluses to prove it. My wife said to me the other day, Bruce, every time I talk to you, you don't seem to be really paying attention. Do you have loss of hearing? I said, no, I have loss of listening. And interest. My bank account's like my marriage lately. There's very little interest. And I remember when I first met my wife, our love was infectious. And after 35 years, I can say nothing's really changed because I continue to do things that make her sick. And, the research just came out, Chuck. You may have heard this. As you get older, your skin gets thinner, which is kind of weird because after 35 years of marriage, I've developed a thicker skin. And my wife always complains to me. She said, Bruce, do you think I'm running a 5-star restaurant in this house? I said, apparently you are, because every time you cook, I have reservations.
Hey.
She makes a broccoli casserole to die for, literally.
Yeah.
And we had a party recently, and she's a great hostess. She served finger food. I told her next time, honey, you gotta clip the nails.
Oh
man.
And I said, this stuff is really hard to digest. You know what she did? She gave me the finger.
Oh.
And she just had a surgical procedure, and she's had some minor surgical procedure. And the tests that they do nowadays. In 1 week, she had a CAT scan and a PET scan. I said to the doctor, "What's next? Check for fleas?" And I said to the doctor, "The way she's been acting lately, maybe you should test her for distemper." And she looked at the doctor and says, "Maybe you should test him for my foot and his mouth disease." It's a lovely lady. But I remember before I met my wife, when I was younger, I used to have lots of dates. Now I have lots of prunes.
Hello.
And back in the day, I used to be considered hip. Now I'm considering hip replacement. But I was also a world traveler. I used to go all over the world. Now I only travel incontinent.
Hello.
And you're getting old, Chuck, when your shoulder to cry on is artificial. And you're spending all your disposable income on disposable diapers.
Oh.
Hello.
And one final thing, as I said, we used to be world travelers. I used to take my family on lots of vacations, and we actually went to Egypt to see the pyramids. So my son said to me, he was 6 years old, he said, "Daddy, I want to see Nile. I want to see Nile." I said, "Son, wait till I'm 80 before I can see Nile." It's just tough getting old. It used to be in my house, if I had a leak, I'd call my plumber. Now I call my urologist. It's $50 cheaper. I'm starting to forget things. I swear my foam mattress has a better memory than I do. And one final thing. When I was growing up, I used to part my hair. Now at this age, my hair is departed. Thank you, everybody. Have a happy New Year. Love you guys.
Right on. Way to go, buddy. Thank you, Bruce. Very funny. And we'll segue right into your next comedian, which is what I mean is we'll run him over with a mobility device. Would you please welcome Chipp Jones, everybody?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. All right. Where to begin? I was thinking about what Chuck was talking about, his coffee shop. We've got a communist coffee shop here in DC. They only serve one kind of coffee. It's a chai latte, I think that's what they call it. Where to pick up? Bruce, I have the opposite problem that you have. I don't know if people can see this, but
damn,
I have lots of hair.
Yeah.
Long dreadlocks. And it's funny because when people see these, they automatically assume that I smoke and sell weed. And, I want to let you guys know that I do not smoke weed.
Better not.
Okay. Looks like there's some clients in the room, even in Colorado. I'm just kidding. I don't sell weed either. I could never master the metric system. No way you could be a drug dealer if you can't do metric. I remember a couple years ago, I tried to make some pot brownies for my friends. You would not believe how hard it is to buy 2 cups of weed. It's just, you can't do it, As soon as you say that, narc. What's going on? COVID's going crazy. I'm assuming everybody here has been vaccinated. Well, excuse me. I'm not going to even talk about vaccination because it's supposed to be a personal choice. You're not supposed to talk about that. What I will say, though, is if you are deciding to get vaccinated, do me a favor and get a real vaccine. Get a vaccine that's got a name, like a superhero, like Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, don't buy Johnson & Johnson. That's not real medicine, Johnson and Johnson sounds like Tyrone and Taylor Johnson. They used to sell cocaine in the alley, you know. And even then, they were only giving you half a drug. They were cutting it with baby laxative, just like they're doing with the vaccine now. One shot. Yeah, really? Come on. And I'm sure when they jab you in the arm, you're doing it by a dumpster. Just don't do it. Get a real drug. Get a real drug. Like Bruce, I'm a man of a certain age. And that age is that if I'm up after midnight, 50% of the time, it's because I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the other 50% is because I got to go again. It's just horrible. I am jealous of young guys like James. I know when James goes,
Me?
it's like a little fireman with his fire hose just blasting away, you know, steady stream. Trust me, if I'm your fireman, your house is burning to the ground. When I go, it's more like a ketchup pump at McDonald's, sort of squirt. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It takes so long. I sit when I pee now, which it can be awkward at a urinal, honestly. You do get good eye contact with the guy next to you, so that's always good. My doctor now books me for 2 appointments if I have to pee in a cup, which I think is rude. That's just rude. And you know, I've got hair growing in weird places, you know, the tops of my ears. A couple of weeks ago, I had this long strand growing out of my ear. I went to pull on it and my leg went up. Like, whoa. I decided to just tie that one off just in case, you know. Some days I have to shave the knuckles of my toes to get them into my shoes. It's like I'm not getting old so much as I'm turning into a hobbit. I'm gonna need a quest sometime soon. This is just horrible. Yeah. Thankfully, because I'm sitting down, you can't tell, like many African Americans, I suffer from big bones. It's compounded by the fact that I'm fat. Yeah, I tried running, but I found I could only run if there was a Popeyes at the end of it. I don't know. Did you ever go to a McDonald's and order so much food that you bought a second soda simply because you didn't want the people behind the counter to know you're going to eat all that yourself? Am I the only one who's done that? Okay. I'll take that. I am African American, and I like that things are starting to change. I was in the CVS getting my booster shot recently, and I noticed that I don't know if you know that Band-Aid has re-released their new Band-Aids called Our Tone that have different colored bandages for people of different colors. You know, they have sort of brown and black. And I noticed that all the brown and blacks were sold out, but they had this box that was called the gentrification Band-Aids. Yeah. And it was weird because when I looked inside, they did have brown and black Band-Aids, but as the Band-Aids got lighter, they got larger and they were made of better quality. So I don't know.
Ouch!
I don't know who those Band-Aids are made for. We are coming up on the celebration of this little dust up we had a year ago, you know, on January 6th. I don't know if you heard about it. It was in the papers for a while. I actually had a white conservative friend who was down there that day. He didn't actually attack the Capitol, but he was at the Trump rally beforehand. And I just had to tell him, I said, you know, those Trump rallies are racist. And he said, no, they're not. He goes, I was down there and there were a lot of black people at that rally. And I thought for a moment, and I kind of understood what he meant, because I know that if I went to a Trump rally and I saw one other black person there, I'd be like, man, there are a lot of black people at this Trump rally. Yeah, so it was probably the only time where a conservative white guy and a black guy agreed on what a lot of black people were.
Yeah.
It was one, yeah. And usually when a conservative white person tells you they got a lot of black friends, that's what they mean. They got one. I am old, and I've been watching some old man TV stuff. Been watching westerns, watching this Bonanza. You guys familiar with Bonanza?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird little show. I mean, it's odd because in it, the patriarch and his sons seem to kill every woman that becomes a love interest to them. You know, it's like, you know, when they come on, they're not going to last the hour. And I'm wondering, could you do a show like that in Me Too? I don't know. I think they need to do a crossover with Murder, She Wrote and find out what happened to these women. I think I'm at my time. I thank you guys for listening, and I'm Chip from DC, and follow me on my social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, let's go overseas for our next comedian, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome James Longshore.
Hello,
Woo.
everybody. Hello. Good evening. Bruce, you were worried. Hi, good to see you. You were worried about the cost of disposable diapers. My suggestion is you go to the airport. You need to save some money. Go to the airport, get yourself some duty-free diapers. Chip, my friend, I hope you are ready for a steady stream of jokes.
Okay.
I'm coming to you from the future, 2022 in Bucharest, Romania. But actually, Bucharest is like 30 years behind the rest of the world, Romania. So we're celebrating 1992 and it's going great. I think we're headed in the right direction. You know, we just toppled communism. Michael Jackson just built a playground here. True story. True story. No, we're actually celebrating 2022. And I can tell you now, from being here in 2022, so far, so good. But only because 2021 was so bad. But I'm about to turn that around because, you know, like even in our darkest times, we have humor. We have these great Zoom shows.
Right.
So I am pleased to present to you tonight your favorite end time Zoom segment. Sorry, end of the year Zoom segment. End of the year Zoom segment. The top 10 James Longshore jokes of 2021. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right. Number 10. I'm going to open with a joke. Number 9. I've got a wedding coming up and I need some alterations to my tux fast. So I'm going to have to call the world's biggest pop star, Taylor Swift. Number 8. I've been thinking about, speaking of pop stars, Jaden and Willow Smith. You know, Willow Smith, she had I whip my hair. Jaden was supposed to be the next Karate Kid, you know. Boy, they burned out fast, huh? And I think it's because, you know, they're like the kids of Will Smith and they saw their dad and they're like, we want to be in show business too. And Will Smith is like, well, he comes from my loins, so they're probably talented. And he got them into showbiz too early. But what can I say? Parents just don't understand.
Oh no!
Number 7. School is back in session, and we have to worry about COVID. We have to worry about school shootings. We need drills for both. So I think we should just combine them. Active sneezer.
Oh, shit.
That's me.
Personally, I don't have kids. I have a kitty. Kitties are better than having kids.
Totally.
One reason. Yes, I'll give you one reason. I'm a smoker, and kids of smokers are 9 times as likely to become smokers themselves. But kitties of smokers, 0 times as likely. 0. They do grow up quick, though. Just the other day, I caught my little baby downloading kitty porn.
Okay, that's funny.
Bonus joke. And this one's for you, Dani. This is my impression of my cat. Now, this is my cat's impression of me. Number 5. I like to get people to guess where I'm from, and my favorite answer was in a bar in Paris. This girl asked, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Guess," and she said, "Where's that?" True story. True story. I didn't even write that joke. It wrote itself. Number 4. The problem with dictators is that they're always dictators. They're never like nice guy taters. Number 3. Anybody get their Spotify Wrapped list? Anybody get that? It's like Spotify's list of your favorite songs from the year. Because mine only had like songs that the AI liked. Like I favorited hundreds of songs this year. Only 3 of my favorited songs were on the list. I can't get too mad because it's just artificial incompetence.
Hello.
Number two, we're getting close. Number 2, the runner-up. I went on vacation in Spain this year, a Spaincation this summer. And some people were suggesting I go to Turkey, but I only like Turkey at Thanksgiving. Number 1. Now this one was released late in the year, but it shot to the top of the charts. Number 1. When I wash this hair, I use real poo, not that shampoo.
Hello.
I don't know why that's number 1. It's a shit joke. Anyway, you guys have given me lots of great jokes and shit jokes and all kinds of jokes. And I want to say thank you. Happy New Year. It's going to be a great one. Thank you, everybody.
Happy New Year, buddy.
Yeah.
Great job.
Awesome. James Longshore, everybody. He did that while his parents were in the room. His parents are just awesome.
Happy New Year, Mom. Everybody together. Happy New Year, Mom.
Yay.
Happy New Year, Mom.
We should
Dad.
sure. There's the Longshores.
There we go.
And you're paired with your favorite child. That part's not true. They love their son James. And so we had a lot of fun with James, and we're gonna have more fun with your next act. Would you please welcome Dani Riedel, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you. Hey, James, I got a question. How the fuck do you pull off having a cat and a standing Christmas tree?
It's not decorated. The bottom is not decorated.
Yeah, see, this is a problem with part of this whole holiday season. Is it's anti-cat people. We can't have trees. I don't know how you're pulling it off. Think about this, you guys. Whoever invented the concept of the Christmas tree did not have a fucking cat. Okay, you are literally combining 2 of their favorite things here. You're taking a tree, which a cat loves, and then you are covering it in a cat's very favorite thing, dangly things. Incidentally, another of Chuck's nicknames on Grindr.
Hello.
That was funny.
This is not fair. You can't put that in front of a cat and expect them to leave it alone. It's like coming to my house and putting up a giant bottle of vodka and decorating it with all the bunch of little airline bottles of vodka. Seriously. Okay, I will tell you guys, this is a weird holiday for me today, New Year's Eve, because I'm an alcoholic. I don't like the term recovering alcoholic, though. I prefer the more flattering term inactive lush. I have been sober for 5 years since
Good for you.
Since August of 2019. Don't do the subtraction. Anytime accrued during the Trump administration, you get extra credit. One thing I fucking love about being a sober alcoholic, you guys, is I could drink any one of you motherfuckers under the table without question, and you can't try to prove me wrong. But I will give you guys some credit here. You really stepped up your day drinking game in the last couple of years. I'm very proud. Give yourselves a round of applause for becoming little champion day drinkers. Yeah. Yeah, it was real cute. Now, seriously, you can stop judging me for it now. By the way, you know now that the fucking day drinking is awesome. I was telling you for all 13 years I was doing it. Come on. I was the best. I was a champion day drinker, but let me tell you, you guys are really pulling it off in a whole nother way, because all that day drinking, all that practice, I never would have attempted to homeschool a child.
Whoa.
God, one thing that I really miss about drinking is vodka. I'm going to be a little sentimental here. Betty White and I shared a favorite drink. We truly did. Vodka and lime. And listen, you guys, vodka is the best of the alcohol. It really is. Because you know what? It doesn't fuck around. It is there for you. Vodka is in your corner. It gets you where you need to go quickly and efficiently. Vodka is the vibrator of beverages. Magnificent. Oh, I miss it. But it was rough. It was a rough decision. But one morning I woke up and realized I needed to quit drinking when my liver yelled at me. I mean, it was a normal morning. I got up and I made myself my favorite morning beverage, which is a Kentucky coffee. If you've never had one, oh my God, try it. The recipe is simple. It's a bottle of Maker's Mark with a bendy straw in it. And my liver's just like, bitch, you've been awake for 12 minutes. I was like, sorry, I didn't know you had a day job. Liver's like, yeah, I got a wife and kidneys to support. I'm not spending my lunch break after pulling graveyard shift on your vodka, metabolizing your breakfast whiskey. I have my husband and I have decided to make a big life change for 2022. At some point in every couple's life, you know, they just decide that they need something, you know, tiny and exorbitantly expensive in their lives. In our case, that's going to be an apartment in Manhattan, which I'm technically still in Philadelphia at this moment, but I'm standing here in front of my soon-to-be new home. In 2 weeks, I will officially be a resident of New York City. Very excited about that. Hell's Kitchen, specifically. When I tell people I'm moving to Hell's Kitchen, I've had a couple of people say to me, well, isn't Hell's Kitchen just becoming really gentrified? And it just makes me think, isn't all of hell becoming really gentrified? And then I start thinking about, like, okay, was hell designed like Manhattan? Like I feel like, okay, so I'm Jewish. We don't believe in hell, but the hypothetical hell that I don't believe in, I feel like has a finite amount of real estate, right? So I feel like, you know, now there's not much left there. They're running out of space. People have sucked for eons. Seriously, like it's all crammed up with, like, you know, violent overlords in the Assyrian Empire from 5,000 years ago, and like, and not to mention the people in the last few years. I won't even go there right now because I don't have time. But I'm just imagining, like, there is no space left. Finite amount of real estate. By the time Jeff Bezos gets there, he's not going to be able to get that nice penthouse apartment that he wants. There's going to be there'll be a little 4,000-year-old Jewish woman in there who was maybe a prostitute for 5 minutes, who won't move out because it's rent controlled. The devil is just going to have to, like, call God up at some point and be like, dude, I know we didn't expect that the human race would survive this long, but I'm running out of space. Could you just maybe, like, take some people off my hand? Could you maybe take the adulterers and petty thieves and and Jewish comedians who are atheists but otherwise good people. You know, maybe build some low virtue housing up there.
Virtue.
I need space for all the pedophiles and politicians and billionaires who won't pay taxes.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing I have to say tonight is that I hope you enjoy all the binge drinking that you're doing this evening. And please know that my people, professional drinkers, consider it a little appropriative. Have fun with your hangovers tomorrow. It's going to be adorable. Happy 2022. We'll see what happens this time. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard some of my favorite drinkers laughing in there. Way to go, Dani. Good to see you. Let's go way back in time for your next act. It's New Year's Eve, and so we're in a space-time continuum. We'll have a midnight ball drop, and we'll also have a visit way back to the past. Would you please welcome a regular on our shows? This is Oog, son of Og, ladies and gentlemen. Oog, son of Og. Wow. Oh, wow. Mistletoe. New Year resolution. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, Og, son of Og. He says he's not on drugs. Well, I swear we asked him, he's like, I'm not on drugs. And I'm like, all right, I'll take your answer for it.
I don't believe it.
We have two more guests. I would say two more comedians, but it's at least two more guests. And we also have prizes. There's definitely one comedian coming up. Stephen Young from Dear Comics at the Bar will be here momentarily, as well as Mike Langworthy.
But first,
we're going to do some prizes after we are entertained by you, Mike. That's the way I think things are going to. How do you? I think that's a good.
Well, you set it up for me. How can I fail?
Right. Right. Well, I'm sure you'll demonstrate. How could you fail?
I'm going to show you how. That's
See
good.
what I did there.
That's funny. You should put that in your act. You do. You have an act, right?
Not yet, but it's part of my resolution for next year.
Yeah. That's a relief to everybody who heard the first 5 minutes of the show anyway.
Excellent. Well, if you were wondering, is it time for the patriarchy? Then please welcome Mike Langworthy.
Hey, I don't need to hear that from you. So I happen to be, I can't control how I was born. Jesus Christ. I was born a brighter than average white male. We could. Sorry, Jesus Christ. I didn't make the rules. All right. Anyway, actually, in a way I did. But let's not get into that because I never felt comfortable. I never felt comfortable being a white guy. I'm actually a very soulful person. I wanted to be a soul singer when I was younger, and I believe to this day I'm a soul singer trapped in a white man's body. You got a little taste of it at the beginning of the show if you're here at the early portion of this thing. I can sing like any of those guys, like I don't know, Billy Paul. Me and Mrs. Jones, we got a thing going on. See, I can sing like those guys. Unfortunately, I got assistant manager written all over my face. Walk into a supermarket anywhere in the country, all the cashiers know my name. I don't know. It's like a magic trick. Doing price checks. They're doing price checks on this. I'm just walking in. I'm walking green beans. How much? I don't know. I just got into this town, but they asked me anyway. And then you hear over the PA system, Mike to the front, Mike to the front. Connor is huffing the Ready Whip on aisle 14 again. Please make him stop. It's just, nobody asked me, All right, so for those of you who are tuning in from outside of Denver, I live in Denver now. I've lived in a lot of other places in the country, but I live in Denver now, which is a great town. The hack version of Denver is the joke on Denver anyway. The hack version is Denver is an old Indian word meaning I got an F-150, fuck you. That's the hack version. I wouldn't do that joke. Just I have much respect for you as an audience to do that joke. That's the way I feel about it anyway. But we live in Denver. Denver's fine. It's like Chuck was saying, it's a little too woke for its own good. You can't go anywhere without seeing somebody who thinks he's superior to you for some reason or another. I don't know, people walk up to you and they say, they just offer this opinion, I don't have children. I have dogs. Like that's some connection between the two concepts. You know what I mean? Hey, look, I have children and I have dogs. When somebody comes up to me and says, I don't have children, I have dogs, all I hear is, I don't know a lot about horse racing, but 12 is different than green. It's not clear on the concept. Those are all English words. And if you don't look at what they mean, it's a sentence. What does that mean? I hope, in fact, I hope that's what they're thinking. I hope they just don't understand, because otherwise it's such a dark view of the world, I don't have dogs. It's like telling me, if you really want to get logical about it, I could never love anything that might not need me someday. I would rather spend every day of my life picking up dog shit with my bare hands than spending 10 minutes trying to improve the gene pool. Okay. All I'm saying is don't have kids if you don't want kids. Have dogs. Love your dogs. Just don't act like you're better for that. And especially the way people who have dogs treat dogs, because first of all, they turn them into children anyway. They talk to them like, oh, look, Emma, up, Jenna, up. If you did that with your real kids, they'd slap the shit out of you as soon as they were old enough to walk. And don't get a small dog and just take the fact that they're small and use it as your opportunity to play dress up with another living creature. That's not what it's for. The dog is maybe for love, companionship. Yeah, it's not for you to play my American girl. Go to a dog park sometime. Go to a dog park. Even if you don't have a dog, go to a dog park and watch it, because you'll see all of these these chihuahuas, and you'll see these dachshunds and stuff walking around. Then they're wearing like turtlenecks. Their heads are down. They know what's going on. They're ashamed. It's like, oh, come on, man. I'm descended from wolfhounds. Got me in a turtleneck. Yeah, great. You got an opposable thumb. Now every day is Halloween with you. And it's just like, oh yeah, someday when you're least expecting it, something's coming off of that bookshelf on your head. So that's, I'm not a crazy, I have a dog and I like the dog and all of that stuff, but I'm not, it's my dog. It's not my surrogate child. And that's all I'm trying to say to you. Not all I'm trying to say, but it's a big thing that I'm trying to say. No, it's not. I got lots of things to say. I could sit up here and talk about Christianity. I could, off the top of my head, I could come up with 10 grinder handles. No problem.
Hello.
The problem is somehow I have to think like a gay man. I'm not a gay man. I'm not against gay people. I'm not against any kind of sexuality. It's like, I just can't. Here's the thing. Now that everybody is accepting of all gender differences, and we should be. It's just too confusing for me. I'm an old man. I work in nightclubs a lot, and I used to be able to look at 2 men and 2 women sitting at a table, and I knew what was going on. There's a couple of people dating. Not worst. Most enlightened situation possible. There's a couple of gay guys and a couple of women of the lesbian persuasion sitting together on a double date. Now it's like, what is it? Is it all 4 of you? Is it a mutual? Is it a polyamorous thing? It's just it's in my mind, it's a complete clusterfuck, which is probably also what's going on at the table. I just don't know. It's confusing to me. Have some compassion is what I'm saying for an old man. Just have some compassion for an old man. Especially an old man who's been married. I laugh at these guys. Oh, we just celebrated our 30th wedding anniversary. Oh, really? That's so far in the rear view mirror, I can't even see what model car it is.
Wow.
I'm like, been married for a long time. I've gone through all the stages of the marriage when it's really sexually active, and it's just like, it's sort of like first stage of marriage is, oh my God, I can't wait. And then you got kids and it's all of a sudden, oh my God, I can't wait. And then it's like, no, I can't. Let's wait until the kids are in college. And then the final stage is, get off me. It's just that. But the hard part about being married, not marriage. There's no hard part about being marriage except that it's not English.
Your cream of wheat is ready.
I try to give myself a timer so I could get off by 7 o'clock, which, by the way, is Chuck's grinder handle. By 7 minutes. Anyway, here's the thing. Once you're married, you stop being an individual, you start being half of a we, and it just gets more and more and more. You become more and more mind melded until you're not an individual anymore. And it's okay, I guess, but I couldn't stand it. One time recently, before the pandemic, I guess it's not too recent anymore, I was out with another couple with my wife, and a Billy Joel song comes on in the restaurant's sound system, and she goes, oh my God, New York State of Mind. Oh, Billy Joel, we love him. And I just snapped. I couldn't take it anymore. No, we do not love Billy Joel. You love Billy Joel. I do not love, I'm a person. I'm a man. I'm myself. I do not love Billy Joel. He's a wife beater. He's a drunk. He stole every lick of music he ever wrote from Paul McCartney. I don't like him. You like him. I don't like him. You don't love Billy Joel. My wife looks at me like I'm a broken swing. The other woman at the table and says, "We're a little cranky tonight." And I'm going to go and be a little cranky somewhere else. I hope you all have a happy New Year.
Oh, Mike Langworthy. You're so charming. Look, we knew you weren't gay just based on that lighting.
Really? I had no idea that there was like,
Right,
well, I guess that's what demonstrates I'm not gay, right?
Hang,
I had no idea there was a
Sure.
gay element to the
for
lighting.
sure. Hang tight, everybody. We have prizes for you. First, you should know Mike has a funny show that happens on select Monday nights. We broadcast it live on YouTube. It's where we met some of the funny comedians that you've seen here tonight. We're just moments away from the ball drop. I know you're looking at your clock and you're like, we just passed midnight but we didn't. We're using our magical time shifting. So it's still almost midnight here in Berlin. Where I think that's wrong. That's probably Paris. And then here's Greenland. That ball will drop soon. And don't forget, we'll watch the 2 balls drop from Rio.
Jesus becomes a man today. That's called the bar mitzvah statue.
Yeah. So let's say thank you. We have prizes for everybody. And the first prize is we'll take you on a nice trip aboard the Amanita yacht. Brought to you by Amanides Pizzas. Amanides Pizzas delivered hot and fresh. Always a proud sponsor of Colorado comedy shows and our prizes. So thanks to our VIPs, we got you a Carol Channing, of course. How can you be a VIP to this event and not get yourself a sweet Carol Channing? How many of you thought that was Betty White? Okay.
Hey, speaking of which, can I just throw in one thing?
Yes.
I'm instituting a new drink, an embalming fluid and orange juice. It's going to be called the Betty White. Anybody? No?
No.
Sorry. Thanks for interrupting.
These were popular last year. We thought we'd bring them back. We got stimulus checks. Two Czechoslovakian guys named Fergie and Ben. This has also been a popular gift all year long, so it's the gift that keeps on giving. So feel free, VIPs, to enjoy a new washboard to do laundry on. And we like to give away castles, and inside your castle we got you a library. That's pretty sweet, and nothing to see here. I think you do get you get your own copy of my Kennedy Center Award, which is for Chile, and posted. You also get this puppy. I don't know why. You virtually get his little snubby nose right in your face, and since we're giving out castles, I thought we'd give you a white castle. So there you go. VIPs.
What about the black castles? How come there are no black castles?
Because nobody would
Castle of color, Chip. Just relax.
Right. And they also don't have black churches. Just so you know. I thought I'd get you this cool moment at the beach. So that should, I thought that would help you.
This is
what could be. What's lurking out there in the. Chef's Capone from the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual event catering staff is here to help you get a delicious salad as well. Wouldn't want you to not have a
seafood salad.
Is it fish?
I think it's called the stalker salad.
Definitely a salad. Alan Enlow is here. Just an hour late, Alan. But we'll squeeze you on if you just a few minutes. Right after the prizes and right before Steve Young. So I'll get my Allen wrench out. And
Am I an hour late?
You are an hour late. We're going to give prizes to the general admission folks, and then they're going to enjoy your comedy. It's like an extra treat. Folks in general admission, we also got you just one stimulus check. Sorry, do the 2. We got you the 1.
Is there a penalty for early withdrawal?
These were very popular in October.
Binder handle.
And when I checked, here's another grinder handle. When I checked our prize vault, I saw that we had another pumpkin cannon. So I thought I'd give y'all in general admission your own pumpkin cannon. So enjoy that. And why not a new car? It's New Year's and this new car is virtually yours, a convertible, and has several features, including your very own salad from Chefs Capone and the Colorado comedy shows. And we got you some White Castle just to close that out, plus a delicious salad. How can you have White Castle without a delicious salad? I hope you enjoy
White Castle
your prizes. Don't forget, we donate 10% to Elevating Connections. Stacy sent you $300 today from a corporate gig.
Wow.
You sure did.
Right? And a couple $100 $400 earlier this month from another corporate gig. So and then along tonight's donations should get us up to we're getting close to $1,000 just in this month alone. So that's terrific. We do good work for youth in foster care. Stacy, do you want to take a moment to chat for the folks? Can I there you are, Stacy. What's up for next year? Where does what's the plan for Elevating Connections next year?
We have big plans in 2022 for Elevating Connections. Thanks for letting me be here. This is my favorite subject to talk about. Yes, so thanks, Chuck. So we reunite siblings separated in foster care, and we raise youth voice through all sorts of different art mediums, spoken word, song, art, comedy. So we're so excited about that. Thus far, we've reunited 300 siblings in our 7 years. We're celebrating 7 years on January 31st. We have given over 100 youth the opportunity to speak their truth at our poetry jam and workshops and comedy and our youth retreats. In 2022, we want to double the number of siblings that we've served. We want to get up to 600. We are providing new opportunities. We're going to have a second youth retreat at our campsite for our older youth. So we're going to do a spring retreat in preparation for our annual poetry jam. And then we're going to do our fall retreat also and do another fall show with all the art mediums. And we are very much hoping, so my entire team and I, one of them is on with us, Tamisha Macklin, who has helped found the organization as a founding board member and then is our program manager. We do all of this currently volunteer. So 2022 is the year that we're going to get a paid executive director so we can expand our programming. So every dollar donated goes right to our programming and to helping the youth that we serve. They're still all being impacted by the pandemic, not spending as much time together, not having as many opportunities to come together as a community. And we're really proud of the work that we do. We still held our annual camp for the last 2 years. We still provided all sorts of opportunities for our older youth to come together, either virtually or in a community, so they weren't feeling so isolated, to speak their truth. And so we have big plans for 2022. And I know with the growth of our community, our volunteer base and our donors and this community of comedians and the audience, we're going to achieve our goals next year. So thank you so much, Chuck.
Awesome. You're so welcome. And you're getting a nice round of applause from the kind people. Glad to have Tamisha here as well. Y'all do good work. And I look forward to working with you again next year.
Heck yeah.
We've got we did your prizes and gifts, but we suddenly have an extra gift, everybody. It's the sweet comedy of Mr. Alan Enlow. Would you please welcome Alan Enlow to the show, everybody?
Thank you. I've already broken my first resolution for the New Year's, is that's to be on time. So that's it for me. Thank you, everybody. I thought I would give a 2021 recap. I thought it was a pretty good year, actually, when you think about it. We had the wonderful speech from Ron DeSantis. I don't know if you remember that. It was a quick speech. I like to call him Ron DeSantis. He was like, "That's right, everybody. We no longer have to wear masks. So that was the quick speech. The LGBT has gotten back in the military. That's a great thing. The marching is a lot more fun now. Left, right, come on, girls, do your duty. Let's get down and shake your booty. A lot more fun.
Hello.
The millennials came up with a new rifle, which I think will be safer because there's no triggers. And I'm learning something new every year. I just learned what two-spirit is. That's where something the Native Americans came up with a long time ago, where they have both some people in their tribes have both the male and the female spirit inside them. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Should have picked that up a long time ago. I also learned about no spirit. That's what happens if you don't tip your bartender. He'll make you bend over and stick an umbrella right up your Lucky Charms. Mr. Biden, of course, has been, a lot of people think he's not doing a good job. I think he's doing a lot. He's been working hard on that infrastructure bill. I think the biggest problem is he's whispering constantly. It starts to sound like a perverted uncle. It's like, hey, kids, want to see my infrastructure? And I thought his call to Putin was was a good call. I think they had an interesting call. Although Putin had to have an extra translator from all the Bidenisms when Biden was talking to him. It's like, what is that lion dog face pony boy? What does that mean? I don't know. And of course, as soon as he got off the phone with Biden, he called up his compatriot in the country here. Yes, Mr. Cosby, could you do me a favor? Go bring a drink to Mr. Biden. Yeah, it's called the Moscow Mickey. Wink, winsky. And I think we learned that Putin isn't such a bad guy. He's really a good old boy. He could hang out in this country. They got a Georgia here, just like they do in Russia. I mean, there might be a slight accent that might give him away a little bit. That's right. I love Georgia. I love my favorite fruit is peach vodka. My favorite country singer is Dolly Putin. And I just bought a pickup truck, although lately it's been stolen. And I think racism has taken a step forward to some extent. The Arbery trial, they did convict those three guys. That there was a little bit of racism going on in the courtroom, which made me unhappy. But luckily, the judge handled it. At one point, I don't know if you heard this, a window was open in the courtroom and a crow flew in. Luckily, the judge handled it. He called the bailiff over and he said, Jim, crow, get that out of here. So we moved ahead. And I think I've learned that I think I've started to figure out what racism is about. And I really think it has a lot to do with tribalism. And that's something, remember when you were a teenager, you always wanted to hang out with kids that looked just like you, right? Because they felt safe, you didn't want to stand out. And I think that's okay when you're in high school, but I think you need to grow up and spread out a little bit, because otherwise, you don't want to have an incestual marriage. That's not good. You ever seen those incest kids? They're not good. They're like the Deliverance kid that plays the banjo. He can play the banjo, but that's all he can do. It's like, bang, 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 ding, 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 ding. Hey, my name's Banjo. Banjo, how much is 2 + 2? Banjos. Ding, 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 ding. What did you have for breakfast, Banjo? Banjos. Ding, 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 ding. That's why they have bad teeth. They eat all those banjos, so it's not good. So you need to spread out. Spread the love. You want to spread the love and have those mixed marriages. I think I have some suggestions for 2022. I think we need to have a new incentive to get rid of the gun problem that we have in this country. I think in addition to having a background check, we need to have an anal cavity search. I think that might stop some of the guns. Although, in certain parts of the country, that might be an incentive. Like, what did you say? We get to have a gun and an anal cavity search. Hee-haw! I'm going down to Billy Bob's Anal and Ammo. Yeah. On Route 69. Now, I think also we need to start telling the truth more. That's very important. And who better than to tell the truth was Mark Twain. He had some great quotes, although some of them I didn't think made a lot of sense. Now I've been working on my Mark Twain impression, but it's really hard because there's no recordings. So the best thing I could do is I figured, well, he probably sounded like Foghorn Leghorn, one of the Warner Brothers cartoons. Yeah. I say, son, I'm Mark Twain. That's right. And I say, one of my famous quotes is, if you tell the truth, You never have to remember anything. That's right, son. And I think that's a great quote in theory, but in reality, it doesn't really work out. Because my wife asked me if she looked fat in something, and I said, "Well, according to Mark Twain, yes, you do look fat." So technically, that was right, but it didn't work out. So I just wanted to let you guys know, if you need to send me a card or a letter, just send it to my new address, 277 Doghouse. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Right, Alan Enlow, everybody. Alan Enlow, that Kurt Cobain beard look is working for you. It's like Kurt Cobain right after he ate the shotgun.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say that. How many of you thought Anal and Ammo is my nickname on Grindr? Okay. 2 jokes that just probably needed to be said. Let's take it to the big finale, ladies and gentlemen. From Dear Comics at the Bar, one of our favorite comedians and soon to be yours, please welcome Stephen Young, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. I'm coming from the Colorado Comedy Show's Weather Center, Chuck.
Oh, man.
It's snowing. So anyway, look, I wanted, and I'm enjoying an accumulation, which seemed appropriate, but look, I'm so honored to be here ringing in the new year. And of course, first I wanted to ring out 2021, the same way I ring out a t-shirt I might have vomited on. So look, I consider 2021 to be 2020's idiot half brother. I mean, you can't even get mad at it. You just hope the next one that comes along is better. You know, I'm guessing that's how Marjorie Taylor Greene's parents felt. But actually, they didn't have another one. They couldn't risk it. You know, I mean, honestly, I don't. If you think about them, and I just think if those two, if they just had a couple of quarters, you know, for the condom machine in the men's room in the bar where they met, maybe this world would be better. Look, I don't want to talk about that. I'm just happy to be here tonight in the hillbilly Times Square. It brings back fond memories of regular New Year's Eves, like 2 years ago. Who knew what was coming? I actually was arrested that year on New Year's Eve. I don't know. Did I tell you about that, Chuck?
No.
Well, it was yeah, the cop says, buddy, just because it's New Year's Eve doesn't mean you can go around drunk, just wearing a diaper, asking women if they want to see the big ball drop.
Whoa.
I said, it's New Year's Eve? No kidding. Or a typical Tuesday pour moi. But anyway, so I'm just, look, I don't want to talk about the news too much. I'll talk a little bit. I know, and we've got some guests here doing the right thing, and I'm so glad you're here with us tonight. There was a news story where Walmart got into some trouble because they sold a bag of salad that had a dead bat in it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, people were all upset about it. I don't get it. When I'm making myself a fancy meal, I like to start with a salad right off the bat.
Hey-o.
Well, that joke has everything. That joke has sonar and rabies and nice balsamic vinaigrette, the way I picture it. Anyway, look, we've had a hard year. People are worried about COVID, and then I get it. It's a little uncertain. I mean, all you really know is it's going to be sweaty and unpleasant and has a 5% chance of killing you. So it's really just like a Tinder date. I don't know if it helps. And there was a news story. The FBI busted this guy who sold a fake COVID cure. It turned out just to be crushed up Viagra, which I thought was terrible. I mean, because you take it, you still die, and then they can't close the coffin. So that's visual. Not good with the act outs, I guess. But look, I'm not a fancy person, as I've been consigned to a forest for now, but I'm not a fancy person because I'm always saying the wrong thing. A friend of mine came up to me and said, Steve, you know, I haven't made love to my wife in 3 months. And I told him, well,
So I bid him.
you're not missing much, let me tell you. So, I say the wrong thing is the premise of that one. Another one of my friends said, you know, it's been 9 months since I last made love to my wife. And I said, well, you shouldn't have had her cremated, should you? So I guess that's not too far. I went too far there. I'm sorry. Look, it's been hard. I'm getting used to this. We're in a brave new world forever, maybe, right? You know, like we do online medicine. I saw this ad for online colonoscopy. And now my computer mouse is stuck. So that's kind of a problem. It's a little uncomfortable, but even our veterinarian does telemedicine. And so, you know, I needed to get our boy dog fixed, and they just sent me a box of doggy downers and a cleaver. So I don't know if that's going to work. Instructions are helpful, but look, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be negative because it's a new year, and 2021 gets a bad rap, rightfully so. But I'm grateful for some of the things that happened in 2021. Like look, I'm grateful we ended a war in Afghanistan in 2021. That's pretty awesome, right? We don't have any wars going on right now. And look, you know, I mean, we got the guy we were after 10 years ago, and then we hung around like a Japanese soldier on an episode of Gilligan's Island. But we finally left. And the departure was ugly, but you know, some people say the last president might have done the evacuation better, and I don't think so. I mean, he could barely evacuate the White House, and he only took one refugee, so that's easy. I'm grateful this year that, you know, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos made enough money that they could pay their new girlfriends and their old wives and also go into outer space and not pay any taxes. I'm grateful for that. I mean, because it just reaffirmed my belief that life is exactly as fair as I always thought it was. So that was, and look, it's not just Jeff Bezos. Some of his employees actually got to go briefly into space, just like him. But that was because they didn't tell their warehouse that the tornado was coming. So I don't know if that counts, but okay. Look, I'm grateful that Mexico took Ted Cruz. If only for a few hours. It was beautiful, right? Then they realized what they had. Hey, this was made in Canada. They sent him back. So look, I'm grateful for the vaccines. I really am. And we all should be. I mean, look, and I'm glad the whole world has figured out what Chuck and I already knew. You know, if 2 shots are good, you should probably have a third, right? I mean, that's what you do. And I'm sad that since the vaccines in this country were available everywhere and free, over 200,000 people, mostly Fox News viewers, still died because they didn't get a shot. And I mean, the good news, though, and I'm grateful for this, none of them died of malaria or horseworms. So look, you got to look on the bright side. Along those lines, I'm grateful that there was no Fox News during World War II because we would have lost, right? I mean, can you imagine? It would have just been people saying scrap metal drive, but that interferes with my right to be invaded, like Poland, you know, or they'd be saying things like, "Oh, you know, Pearl Harbor was an inside job," or I don't know, I'd fight the Nazis, but you know, bone spurs. So I like how the Soviet Union's doing so well in Eastern Europe, but they're taking all the good wives. So look, seriously though, I am grateful. I'm grateful for what we did get through this year. We all got through it together. And what they say is true. Crisis builds character, and it also reveals character. And I've met a lot of wonderful people, including in these little screens, starting with Chuck and Stacy and the charity that we've been able to help. And so I'm grateful for that. And I remain optimistic against all, empirical evidence to the contrary. But nonetheless, I'd still like to raise my glass and thank all of you for joining us tonight. And thank you, Chuck. And Happy New Year and good riddance, right? So, hey, bring it on, 2022. What could possibly go wrong, right?
Cheers.
Yay.
Hey, Stephen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to look into some Head and Shoulders, kid.
Oh, that's great. Thank you to Stephen Young. You can check him out on Dear Comics at the Bar. It's available on the Instagrams and such. How about a nice round of applause for all the comedians you saw on our New Year's Eve show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for clapping for them. You are such a wonderful audience. We do have it's time for fireworks, everybody. So
Okay.
want to thank the Marine Corps Band for playing Old Lang Syne, and also got to do the ball drop, everybody. So our camera crew, want to thank them for working hard and providing us all these live shots. Mike, looks like you've got your tuxedo on. So glad to have you here. And pretty soon the balls are going to drop in Rio, and then our big fireworks finale. So gather with your friends, maybe time to cuddle. Maybe it's time to, meet someone and start a relationship. Any moment now, it'll be midnight in Paris, in Greenland, and in Rio, all at once. That's the magic we've arranged for you here tonight. Look at this camera work. Gotta really thank the gang in the booth. They really arranged.
Yeah, those guys down in graphics did a great job.
Yeah, one day you got to get down to the third floor and see them, Mike. They really would like you to stop by. So thanks to everyone who purchased a ticket. Marty, appreciate you. And the names are Michelle and Molly and Lori and Susan, Barb, Bronco Brad, Greg, Molly, appreciate all of you. 6 seconds left, 5 seconds left, everybody. The balls are dropping. I can't believe it. The balls are dropping.
Ooh,
Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, and this is live. Wow.
Of course, Alan. You don't think I just get virtual fireworks and not have it live in multiple cities?
Ooh, a lot of banging.
So,
a lot of banging.
A lot of banging is my nickname on Grindr.
And then there's the bada bing, bada bing, bada boom.
Right. We should say
Italian New Year.
We ought to say thanks to Bruce Lipsky. You were so great. Thanks for starting the show with us. Chipp Jones, wonderful job. Alan, thanks for showing up on time. Appreciate it.
Pink and blue. Look at that. Wow.
James from Bucharest, and Ed, that's Oog, son of Og. Dani Riedel is another person we saw. Mike Langworthy, you did a great job, buddy. And Stephen Young, you're so funny. These? There's Stacy, appreciate you. These fireworks.
Wow, such wonderful
These
glass.
fireworks are explosive. This is like that last time I ate at Casa Bonita.
That last bang was almost as loud as the last time I had sex and the laptop fell off the desk and hit the floor.
Hello. That last bang is also my nickname on Grindr. No.
You know what? It's funny. All these years, I thought your nickname on Grindr was "I'm sorry."
Wow.
Oh, those fireworks are bright. They're brighter than Trump's legal team. That's our big fireworks finale. Anybody got more fireworks jokes?
Yeah.
Lipsky, you got one?
Yeah. I got cheated this year when I bought my fireworks. I didn't get my bang for my buck.
Hello! Bang for a buck is my nickname on. Oh, you know that.
Please.
You know that.
Yeah, what about, hear about the fireworks company that got sued for making defective fireworks?
No.
I'm glad you finally raised the price.
Yeah, they won their case in court because there was nobody in court to point the finger at them.
Actually, I don't think those were fireworks. I think it was just the COVID explosion and
That's right.
going on right now.
Yeah.
It's a good thing they're so loud and can drown out the screams of all your livers right now.
That's right.
Hello.
I quit buying fireworks. I just blow through them. It's just
Wow.
Oh my God.
Finish this joke for me, everybody. Blow through them is also.
Your name on
Jack's name
Grindr.
on Grindr.
Thank you. Yes, you're just doing great. Well, what a fun show, everybody. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. One more time, if you could, for all the comedians.
Yeah.
Great job, everybody.
Rick
We're
and
gonna miss you
Amanda,
in New
thanks for.
York, Danny.
Rick and
we
Amanda,
won't.
thanks for inviting everybody. Appreciate that. Your whole family showed up. That was wicked cool. And the Longshores, good to see you.
There they are.
I think James went to bed. You're the ones we wanted to invite anyway. Just so you know, you're the ones we wanted to invite anyway. It was like we have to book James, but
It's true.
that's so we can
It's
have
sort of a
you.
rock and a hard place thing. We got to get James to get Shirley and her husband. Fortunately, he happens to be very funny, so it works out.
So Marianne, thanks for joining us. Molly, thanks for joining us. Molly, always fun to have at a party.
Terrible the next day, though. Terrible the next day.
Marianne, thanks for getting here. The rest of the gang, appreciate everybody being here. So Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, and thanks to the whole department from Colorado Community College.
Show, but it was taken. It was.
Happy New Year, Stacy.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Junior. I love you, sweet boy.
Did someone just take some helium?
Happy New Year.
Oh, that's Junior. That's that's got to be Tamisha's kid. Molly, thanks for waving. Enjoy. Happy New Year. There's Tamisha.
Shirley's
Caleb.
birthday. I didn't hear him.
Hi. Hi, sweetheart.
That's adorable.
Oh, that boy.
All right, Junior, you're just too cute. Misha.
That better not be your grinder name.
Did you hear him say you're funny, Chuck?
Thank you. Oh, that's the best. That's the best.
Yeah.
Misha is a city hall.
Finally found your target demographic.
That's right.
That's
kids parties.
They'll get that $5. They'll get that $5 after the show.
Okay. It's good to see you, Junior, and good to see you, Tamisha.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Take care.
I want to thank all the Colorado guys for putting these shows on all the year long. You guys
Oh,
that's
that's
the
awesome.
opportunity to practice our craft and hopefully hone it.
It was fun.
Thank you,
Good
Bruce.
night.
All
Good
right.
night, Junior.
I'm gonna stop the recording.
Okay. You okay?
Bye.
All right.
Yeah.
You too, sweetheart.
Aw.
Look at that.
Okay, sure.